What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel today. It is a very clear but very cold President's Day morning here, but we're not going to let that stop us from taking a very close look at the RWS Super H Point pellet today. Today we'll be looking at this pellet in 25 caliber, and I know I've been doing a lot of 25 cal reviews for you guys. I know you guys are kind of calling for the 22 stuff, but the 25 cal is really where I'm at right now because of the fact that I got the Marauder for Christmas. The Marauder, hands down, that I got in 25 caliber is the most accurate air gun that I have ever had, and therefore the most gratifying to shoot. I do have a surprise for you guys coming up though. I have a never before reviewed 22 caliber PCP air rifle coming down the line for you guys. So definitely, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button already, take a second, click that like button, click that subscribe button, stay current on what we got going on the channel. You're definitely not going to want to miss what we have coming up in the next couple of weeks. But back to the subject at hand, the RWS Super H Point. This is another pellet that I'm kind of coming back to as a second look at, based on the fact that I now have the ability to deal with it in a different caliber. I've looked at the RWS Super H Point in 177 as well as 22 caliber, and they've always been historically very accurate, and I've seen the hollow point cup on these pellets shear off in the smaller calibers as well, so hopefully it'll have that same type of destructive impact in the 25 caliber that we've seen in the other ones. As always, we'll be doing our standardized chrony testing, accuracy grouping, and we'll probably get into some fun shots just to make it a little bit more entertaining for you guys on the viewer end of it. Given yesterday's outstanding performance of the H&M Barracuda Hunter Extremes, I am very interested to see how the RWS Super H Point stacks up against something that performed so well yesterday in the glycerin soap and the accuracy testing. Overall, I know RWS to be a very high quality manufacturer of not only pellets but also air guns, so hopefully the high expectations that I have of these pellets will be proven today in the testing we do. Let's get into it, guys.
Last one, guys. Hook me up, Birchwood Casey. Alright guys, I'm just kind of flying you into the nice bright Birchwood Casey target that we shot up down here. You can see group 1 here in the center. Right away I knew we were going to have problems based on the fact that previously this has been a 1 or 2 hole group style gun with most ammunitions tested. To get this kind of a group and not have the gun be broken in some way is absolutely appalling. We move on to the top right. Arguably the tightest group that we have here, or one of the tightest in any event, and it still had a massive flyer and almost no impacts on the point of aim. This is where things really got out of hand. I mean, from this point to this point, you're looking at almost 2 inches, according to this nice, easy to read target. Even though this guy's kind of showing some good signs of expansion, it doesn't matter how good a pellet expands if you can't hit what you're aiming at. Group 4 down here, still showing consistent 800 plus feet per second velocity, so I feel like it was a valid group. Nothing to really write home about. I could probably do this type of a group offhand, and we've been shooting off of a sled so that we can go ahead and test the ammunition, not my personal skill level. We have one nice clean target left down here. Let's go ahead and get the gun topped back up, since we're pretty much below the nominal pressure at this point, and get it loaded up with something that we know to be accurate. I'm gonna make no adjustments whatsoever to my rifle nor my scope, and I'm gonna shoot it exactly like it sits on the sled currently, just to show that there is no skewed result here. This is actually pellet inaccuracy, not my inaccuracy or my equipment's inaccuracy. Alright guys, well right off the bat visually I'm sure you can see that the much tighter group on the bottom right hand corner belongs to the H&N Barracuda Hunter Extremes. These aren't even the most accurate pellets that I know of, like the JSB King 25s. These are just the most accurate hollow points that I happen to know of, kind of an apples to apples comparison against the RWS. The next thing that I was planning on doing with this pellet was the soap test, but honestly, having seen how wide these groups actually are, my soap block's only 2x2, so at 15 yards, I think this is the first target I've ever been concerned about actually hitting squarely with a PCP air rifle. That's a sad statement to make about a pellet that's literally considered to be one of the highest end pellets that you can purchase. RWS has historically been known as a very, very, very high quality manufacturer. So to see this from this pellet is actually very disappointing. Alright guys, so even though I kind of distorted the result a little bit by cutting it out of the soap, I wasn't quite as clean as I was with the previous test. You kind of get the idea of what's going on here. Pretty average splash on this left side, and then towards the center of the channel you see that's where it pretty much expanded and the cup kind of folded back over itself. And it's nice because this actually didn't lose the hollow point cup like it does in the smaller calibers. What that enables us to do is actually utilize this as a hunting round for a food source type hunting if this round was actually accurate. Now, given how far off the point of impact is typically from the point of aim with basically every single shot I took with this ammunition, I could never recommend it for hunting. Hell, I could never recommend it to anyone to be purchased for any reason for a Benjamin Marauder. This gun has been reliably accurate with almost every single pellet that we've thrown at it except for this one. Let's go ahead and dig this out of the soap completely and compare it to yesterday's result. Alright guys, this should really give you a good idea of the different types of expansion that you have available with hollow point pellets. Yesterday's pellet on the left was the H&N Barracuda Hunter Extreme, which fared very well both in the accuracy and the expansion. And on the right hand side we have today's result, which is the RWS Super H Point, which fared horribly in the accuracy even though it expanded like a lead platter. This is a very, very, very large diameter end result on this pellet, so it's kind of a disappointment to me that it's not accurate. Alright guys, so I know right off the bat there's no way in hell this round is going to be able to cut a card at 15 yards on purpose. So we're going to go ahead and take this in a different direction completely. Because there'll be no action shots with the reviewed round today, let's do something I've always wanted to do with my Marauder. Let's do the Mad Minute. Back in the day when the United Kingdom soldiers used to train with the Lee Enfield bolt action rifle, there was something known as the Mad Minute. How many shots can you get off on target, including load time, in one single minute with a bolt action rifle? Today, I'll be replicating that test. I don't think that the air capacity within the rifle has the actual capacity within it to be able to support one solid minute of shooting. So instead, we'll be going with a 30-second test and kind of seeing what we get out of a 30-second interval of shooting with the Marauder. I've got 5 clips loaded up with some H&N Field Target Trophy domes. Let's see how many shots we can get downrange in 30 seconds, guys. I'm really excited about this. Let's get it. Alright guys, here's our basic setup. Over Here we have the Marauder on the Caldwell shooting stand, as well as the Caldwell crawny bag that's currently got 5 loaded Marauder magazines. Now down here, way down there by the other camera, you can see we got our bullet box set up with a target that's got pasters on it. You can see here that I've got an alarm set on my phone for 31 seconds. Why 31 seconds instead of 30, guys? That's because I have to start this phone alarm myself, and I figure 1 second gap is a fair estimate to start a timer, put a phone down, and grab the rifle and load it. So effectively that should leave me 30 seconds of actual operating time to be able to run this gun and see how many shots I can get downrange. Every time I pull the trigger, I will make sure that I'm on target, and basic safety will be respected at all times. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright guys, well based on the fact that I was able to get out a shitty 1 magazine or less, and I have 2,500 psi of field pressure left in the rifle, I'm definitely confident in the idea that I would be able to get through 1 minute of shooting on a fill. That was really fun actually, to kind of put myself under a little bit of time pressure. I'm going to go ahead and top the rifle back up, set the timer for 1 minute and 1 second, and see how many shots downrange I can actually get down in 1 full minute. I know it looks like I'm doing legitimately horrible here as far as speed shooting is concerned, but try this. When you put a little bit of pressure on the plate, the game changes completely. I feel like I can bench shoot groups pretty much all day, but man, you put a stopwatch up against you and the entire dynamic of what you're trying to do changes. I challenge anybody, go ahead and try this. Not only will you find this to be incredibly enjoyable, but you'll end up with a little bit of an adrenaline rush, kind of like beat the clock, beat the clock, beat the clock. Alright guys, let's top this rifle back up and see if we can give it another go. Alright guys, I've gone ahead and adjusted the timer here from 31 seconds to 1 minute 1 second, having seen that I can't even get through 1 solid magazine in 30 seconds from having the rifle in a stand to in my hands. Let's go ahead and try this test again, having seen what it's all about once, to see if we can't better our score here. 5 minute challenge, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright guys, well that's going to conclude it for the RWS Super H Point review with the Mad Minute mixed in. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe for more so that you can go ahead and stay on top of what we got going on the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.